All right. So thank you, Regina, for joining us. And we're talking to you today about your role as a coach. But if you could just start saying, you say your name so we can hear it. When did you start with the program? And what are your roles in the Bridge program?
All right. Well, thank you for having me. Happy to be here. Again, my name is Regina Alexander. I am with Coco Kids, and I've been with the Bridge program from the beginning, all the way back in, let's see, was that 2018? When we first started, I was here. I started as a navigator. My role has evolved from the navigator to coach slash trainer, and I've enjoyed working with the providers.
Great. Thank you. So as with most people in the state of California, you have multiple roles, but for this recording, let's just talk about your role as a coach.
All right.
And so since you started us off in the very first, when the Bridge program first rolled out, how has it been from the very first time until now for you?
Oh, it's been, this is in a good way, quite the ride, or, one of the best roller coasters ever. Uh, you go up and you go down. So it's been amazing just to see how it evolves. So from the beginning, where we're still trying to figure it out, what does it look like? And just allowing it to form into what it's supposed to be. So from what it looks like in the beginning, we're still building. The beginning, we figured build relationship. So in the middle of it, it's still about relationship. And in the present, it's about relationship. Going in the future is all about relationship. So you have relationship, you build trust. And from there, you can plan and build that perfect team.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
One of our biggest trauma informed.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about what did you, as a program, what did you offer at the beginning and how has it grown or changed?
That's great. Let's see if I can remember. In the beginning, well, even until now, we've offered support just to be there and to be consistent in whatever that support looks like. It looked different from program to program, from provider to provider, from resource parent to resource parent, from child to child. It looks different, but we're just here to be present and support in whatever way that's offering resources, offering a listening ear, offering planning, coaching session. Let's say thought partners. That's the word I want, thought partners. So we've offered that from the beginning until now. So being consistent with support.
Great. And I know that you've attended our bi-monthly communities of practice and the learning community webinars. What have you gotten, if anything, from attending those?
Oh my God, I love those. I've gotten support. There's that word again, but support and just listening to others talk about their journey, and it's like, oh, okay, so it's not just here. That happens. Okay, so great. So just building a partnership within the providers in that community, and just talking and brainstorming together. I've gotten a lot of support, so, and made some new friends.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And how have you seen that your coaching be a help to providers? In what ways?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know, I've seen providers relax and know that we are a team, and just offering a suggestion. Let's move this chair this way, move that table that way. Have you thought about this? Have you considered that? And to see the provider take it in and come back and say, that was the missing piece. Never thought of that. Wow, that was a great idea. I'm glad we did this together. So I've seen that. So I think that's answer that question. I think that's it.
Oh, I love it. And then, feel free to say anything else, but the last question I have for you is, are there, what if any challenges have you had, and how have you addressed those?
Challenges. Well, the pandemic definitely was a challenge. You had to reinvent coaching.
Mhm.
The provider went from provider to nurse to elementary school teacher to janitor, all at just one time, and trying to keep it together. Um, so we had to be creative on how we approached, that phone call. It's not going to be that normal phone call, especially to new providers. You had to gain their trust with hello. So it's been quite the challenge. So we had to be creative and build the new relation, the pandemic relationship. So yeah, we have to be very creative.
And maybe just one thing that you were creative about. You said, how did you build relationships a little differently with that COVID call?
With that COVID call, being able to let them know that I'm here to build with you. I want to work together with you. And I always kind of laugh about, I'm a real person. I'm not this stranger. I am a part of your team and I want to build with you. So you have a small window on the telephone to get that across. You know how they say the 1 minute elevator speech? So you kind of had to be creative in how you got that in, and they're listening, still working. So just trying to open that door.
Mm. Well, we knew when we wanted to have this part that we wanted to work with you as a coach, Regina, and you've spoken to us some of all the reasons why, because it is all about relationships. And I just appreciate how you have talked about built those relationships with your providers as well as with the Bridge community. Is there anything else you need to say or speak to before we end?
Yes, yes, yes. I was just thinking as when I finished, one thing we incorporated in the pandemic, and we're still trying to go forward with it, is we incorporated the Zoom orientation, and we've invited the parents, the resource parents, to be a part to build that dream team, as we call it. Because the children, if they're doing working on one, let's say it's potty training, if they're working in potty training at the provider, they can do the same thing at home. So we're trying to have a plan for provider, a plan for parent, and it's consistent. And so that's what we're doing. We're inviting the parents to join, and we're building a community. And to see it from the beginning until now, it's amazing. They're building relationships and building that support within that community. So